I wish to draw your attention to the presence in the gallery of Brigadier General Roger Scott, Colonel retired Giselle Fontaine, Lieutenant Colonel Carolyn Blanchard, and Lieutenant Commander Christy Veldhuizen. They're the guests of the Honourable Senator Paterson, Ontario. On behalf of all senators, welcome to the Senate of Canada. Senator Paterson, Ontario.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Today I rise in honour of National Nursing Week, which coincides with the birthday of Florence Nightingale, the founder of modern nursing, on May the 12th. As many of you know, Nightingale is best known as the Lady with the Lamp, who nursed British soldiers during the Crimea War and transformed the profession of nursing. In Canada, the first formal nursing program was started in 1874 at the General and Marine Hospital in St. Catharines, Ontario, the same school of nursing I eventually graduated from, and that's over 100 years later if you're counting. This week recognizes the outstanding contributions nurses have made and continue to make to their communities and to Canadians. Whatever the location and whomever the patient, the one thing all nurses have in common is their unwavering commitment to make a difference, not just to their patients and their families, but to their communities and Canada too. We celebrate nurses who are leaders in keeping vulnerable Canadians in their homes and walking with them as they transition through this life. Simply put, nurses are essential healthcare team members with their own independent body of knowledge and practice who contribute towards making Ontario, Canada, and the world a healthier place. And in addition, I'd be remiss if I didn't note that military nurses have also provided care during times of conflict and peace. You see nursing officers, past and present, in the gallery as my guests today, all of whom served in Afghanistan, just as a note. Since 1885, thousands of Canadian nurses have provided compassionate care to sick and wounded in conflict areas around the world, and now even in Canada. In 1904, nurses entered the Canadian Army Medical Corps as nursing sisters in France in World War I, where they were the first women in the British Empire to be designated as officers, and as of that, the first women to vote federally because of their status. During the pandemic, Canadian Forces nursing officers supported health workers in providing care to Canadians in seniors' homes, hospitals, and Indigenous communities. They were at the forefront in providing observations and recommendations at both the provincial and the federal inquiries as to the abysmal conditions in those seniors' homes. I cannot thank them enough for their courage in stepping up to support our healthcare workers and our most vulnerable Canadians. These examples bring us back to Florence Nightingale. She was not satisfied with merely saving lives of those in her care. She understood the raw power and untapped potential of nursing. As said by Rosie Williams, who happens to be a U.S. veteran and a registered nurse, to do what nobody else will do in a way that nobody else can, in spite of all we go through, is to be a nurse. Throughout this week, let's celebrate and recognize nurses. Thank you.